Hello everyone. Welcome to Bubbles Studio. I'm Bubbles, and today we are going to work on part 2 of our color along and small victories. So we're working on the boat page, and in part 1 we did this boat here, and I know I said I was going to do like a talking version, and then I was going to do one with music. I tried my very best and it didn't work out with the music, so you guys will just have to kind of put up with me talking for a while. I hope that's okay. And for those of you that, prefer music, I will try again at a later date, but I tried and it drove me crazy. So, we're going to work on the second boat today. So just a reminder, we're doing all the boats, and then the parts that I left blank, I'm gonna go in with some metallic watercolor or some gel pens or something to spice it up. But today we're gonna work on this one. So I'm just gonna zoom us in just so that you guys can see, and we will just jump right in. So the first part we're gonna work on is this part here that the pots are sitting on, and I have the colors here. I'm just gonna grab the pencils, and I want to make sure you guys are in view. Okay, so the first one we're gonna work in color with is Putty Beige. So I'm just going to put a light coat of this on this. I think it's like a fence or something. I'm not sure. It's a fence today. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to figure out. I think I want 2 pieces. I'm not really sure if this is a fence or not. Okay, and then I'm coming in with sandbar. And just a little bit from the top to the bottom on these pieces. And then from out going in. That's a little bit more on this side. And then for the fence pieces, I took a nice good nap today. I streamed earlier. I know some of you caught that stream when I was coloring in Mythomorphia by Kirby. After that, I did get my groceries from Walmart. I put them away and I took a nice good nap. So I am energized and ready to take on the rest of the day. All right, next color is going to be light umber. Also, I moved my light a little bit, so I hope you guys can see well what I'm doing versus in the last one. I think the last one might have been slightly too dark, but I'm still gonna use the little cards, because when I do figure out how to add music and such to my videos, then they will be there still. Plus, I think the little cards are a little bit better than trying to show the pencil, and then some people can't really see the pencil because of the, like, some of the pencils are hard to see. They have metallic lettering, and it's just a little bit too hard to see sometimes. So I think these are a little bit better. And to those that were waiting on the music version, I'm sorry. I tried. I had issues with getting the video on my computer, and then when it was, I got the audio and not the video, which I don't even know how that happened. And then Movie Maker wasn't working. There's another one I tried, Cyber something, that one wasn't working, and it was just a big mess. So I do apologize for that. I did try though. Going back to Sandbar Brown, and I'm just going over where I put this at. Yeah, there was an effort made, but it didn't work out. I'm also haven't played much Pokemon today. I played a little bit this morning while I was watching TV, waiting on my breakfast to be done, but I didn't play as much as I wanted to. So once I'm done here, I will play a little bit of that while I watch some TV, and I'll get that out of the way. I have to finish Sun and Moon because there's Pokemon on there that I need to get for my Pokédex. And then also I need to finish the DLC for also, that dog you hear in the background, not my dog. That's the dog that they put outside every night, and I feel so bad for it. I did walk out there one night to see if it had food and water, and it does, but it's so cold outside, and I feel so bad for him. But anyway, yeah, I have to finish the DLC because the second part of the story from the DLC comes out December, I believe, 14th, and you have to have finished the first part to play that part. So I need to get that done this week, is what I plan on doing. I do apologize for that dog because it's pretty loud for me. It almost sounds like he's right outside my window. But, okay, so that one's done. So now we are going to work on the base of the boat, and for that I thought a nice blue would be cool. So I have powder blue, and I'm just going to cover the whole thing in this nice powder blue. I'm just gonna cover the thing in one nice layer. So how many of you are following along with me on this one, or are you just here working on something else and listening to me sit and chat? Because I know some people like to do that too. They'll play the video, but they're not necessarily coloring, you know, the page that you're coloring. They could be coloring a different page, a totally different book, or doing something completely different altogether, but just kind of want the company. And because I know I do that sometimes, I put on YouTube and I'll play a video and I'll be playing the game or something else, but I'll be like listening to YouTube. The next color here is blue slate. And I'm gonna do just like I did the boat up top, and I'm only gonna do the rim part of the boat in the darker color. So I'm just going to go around. And I'm gonna bring out the color just a little bit. Can you guys see the color I'm using? Okay. And I'm just bringing the color up. I don't want it to be like a dark blue. So I'm only putting a little bit of this and bringing it up very lightly. I'm not even going to like put too much here either, because I wanted to stay that kind of light blue. Just gonna put a little bit in between the vines, or I guess, are these considered vines? I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit in between so we know that there's some shadow there, but I want it to be relatively light. Not too much of a shadow going on here. And again, I'm not using heavy pressure or anything like that. Just nice light to medium. And I'm gonna come back in with powder blue, and I'm gonna tie it all together just to make sure that it's blending nicely. As you all know, I do work in layers with my Prismacolors. So if you work in blends, then you can do that way. But in case you are all wondering, I do work in layers. And that's with all of my pencils. I do not do blending because I find layering, I have better control over my colors, where I want them, how I want them, exactly where I want them. And with blending, I find it a little hard to do that because sometimes you can lose your highlights, and then you got to go back in and put them back and all that stuff. Right, so now I'm going to do the walls. And the walls is relatively easy because I only picked one color because I want them to be white. So I'm just going in where I want the shadows with this cool gray, and I'm just darkening them a little bit. This is cool gray 10%. And I may or may not, depending on how I may not, but if you want it to be a little bit darker than what it is, than what I'm showing, you can take 20% cool gray and go in, but I'm just going in, putting some shadows here. It's light enough to where you can't probably even see it, but I'm putting just enough underneath the roof and where it needs to be. I'm sure you probably can't even see it, but that's okay. I didn't want to skip this part because I want you guys to be able to see everything I'm doing. And then I'm going to put a little bit down here where the vines are at, and they're coming up a little bit. Just in like random spots. Nothing too crazy. And a little bit down here. I may come in with, make it just a tad bit darker. So I'm gonna come in with, let me grab my 20%. I think it's 20 or 30. 20. I'm gonna grab it just for some. So I don't have the card ready, but this is 20%. So just if you want to darken it just a tad, which is what I'm gonna do, just a little bit in little spaces, nothing too. This part you don't even need to do unless you just want it to be dark in certain areas, but I do want it to be white. I don't want the walls to look gray, so I'm only putting it a little bit. Right, okay, so next is going to be the roof, and we're gonna do the shutters too. So let me grab, we're gonna start with True Blue, and I'm gonna sharpen just a little bit. My sharpener is breaking my pencils and it's heartbreaking. Okay, so for this one, for the roof, I'm only going to do one of these, and the other one I kind of want it to be metallic, so we're just going to do one in case you guys are wondering later on why I only did one. I'm doing one because the other one will be metallic, so just one, and it doesn't matter which one you do. I'm choosing the top one. Now that noise you hear in the background, that is my dog. She is deep sleeping, and she's a snorer. She likes to snore. I mean, she probably doesn't like to, but I don't, she's enjoying her nap. So even though she had a nap, she napped when I napped, but I guess she's still tired. So this is our lovely little blue boat. Okay, so next is going to be cerulean blue. And for this one, I'm just gonna come in. I won't come in all the way, but about maybe like a third. I want to leave a lot of that true blue out. Yeah, that'll do. And I'm just darkening it. I also want to play a little Call of Duty today too. All right, and then for the shutters, since there's going to be light, I want them to go darker at the top and then fade down. I have to be careful with the Prismacolors too because they do smear, and especially with colors like purple, blue, the yellows tend to smear a little bit too. Those reds really smear, so I have to be careful. And even though I don't go in like heavy, they still smear. So okay, and then gonna come in with denim blue. And this is where it's going to be the darkest, so I'm just gonna put And this is a very small space too, so if you want, you can even just do this in one color with fine liners. That's also an option. You don't have to stress it like me with all these colors in these small spaces. Maybe I'll do a page with just fine liners. That'll be fun. So I'm just putting the denim. All right, and then we're gonna work our way backwards. So grabbing the cerulean and I'm tying in with the denim. There's also a lot of like powder. And I just had my little thing. I don't know what I did with it. Right. I mean, I literally just had it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Just so I can get the powder off. It's a bit dusty. And it's sticking to the blue. Okay. And then we're gonna come in lastly with True Blue. And we're just gonna tie all of it together. And True Blue is a little similar to cerulean. It just helps tie, the cerulean just helps tie the True Blue and the denim together, so it's not like too much of a color shift change. Just make it look nice and ocean themed. I feel like this boat is just coming from like Greece somewhere, or Europe, somewhere in Europe. I don't know if Greece is in Europe. My geography is not the greatest. I just feel like it's a nice Greece boat. You know those little houses where it's like white and they have like the blue shutters, and that's kind of what I got the inspiration from this one from. Uh-oh. Went outside the line a little bit, but that's okay. I have an eraser, but I'm scared to erase it because it's this blue. And, you know, I know it's going to smear, but just trying to prevent it as much as possible. Okay. Next, we actually have the rim of the boat, which is going to be the same color as the top part of this thing here. So we're going to bring back Putty Beige, and we're doing this part of the boat. And then we're going to do it the same way we did the top one, where the part that's touching the water is going to be dark. So we're going from dark to light, if that makes sense. Okay, next is sandbar. So what I mean is I'm coming from this end and I'm coming outward towards the boat. So we're just adding the shadows right now. I'm also thinking of putting a poll up. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I do, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I want to have like members only color alongs. And I feel like that will help kind of the people who become members or want to become members. They can get a little something extra special with like special color alongs or special tutorials maybe. In addition to my regular color alongs, you know, I'm still gonna do those like how I'm doing now, but I might add an extra one for the members is what I'm thinking. I think that'll be pretty fun, but I'm a ways off from that. I still have about 90 something to go, so I'm not in a real rush to think about it. Okay, next we're going into putty beige. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not like in a rush to figure it out at the moment. So the putty beige is the first color, and we're just going over everything, blending it all together. There we go. Okay, next, what do we have next? We have to do the pots. So the pots, I thought a nice orange would be nice. So we are going to go with Spanish orange. And all the pots are going to be the same. I'm not doing anything different to these pots. They're going to be the same. They're all going to have the same color, same design, etc., etc. I didn't want to add too many colors to this color along. So, all right, and yellow orange is the highlight color, and I'm gonna have the light coming from this end and some on this side because there's a pot on this side too. And these are kind of tiny spaces too, some of these pots. So if you want to take some fine liners to this also, be my guest. Coming back in with the Spanish orange, and I'm just coloring it all together. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the video. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, because I know a good number of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel, if you are enjoying my videos, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. You guys can stay up to date on things that I post. You don't have to go searching in the what is it, the recommended feed or anything like that. You can just go right to your subscriptions, click on my name. You can even click the little bell and it will tell you like, hey, she posted a video, or hey, she's going live. And you know, I don't post like every 20 seconds or anything like that, so it won't be a million notifications coming to you. So it's, you know, of course it's up to you, but if you are enjoying it, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. It also helps me out, and it helps other people find my channel when you like the video and comment, and you know, it helps. So just saying. All right, now next we are going to do the lights that are coming out of the windows, and I'm doing something a little different this time. This time I'm bringing in the neon yellow. Let me just grab it. Let me get a drink here really quick. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with the neon. Don't be scared to use your neon pencils, guys. And then for this one, I'm actually gonna do these. I like to think that this is like some kind of glass pane or something, and you can just see the light coming through it. Who knows if that's actually what that is? And then to tone it down so that it's not so bright, I have lemon yellow, because as you can see, it's pretty bright. So I'm just gonna tone it down a bit so that it will take away some of that brightness. I want the neon just kind of to be the bright, like middle part where the light is the brightest. And then for these, I'm gonna come out to the side and come into the center. And so you see it's not as bright. And then I'm gonna come back in and just work the neon into the middle, just to blend it out. Or if you don't want to add any more neon, you can use a blender too. But I'm gonna come back in and we're gonna add a little neon to it, just to blend it. Okay. Now the final part, at least for this here, I have apple green and I have Prussian green. Now for these vines, they are so small that I'm not gonna try to shade them. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do some of them apple green, some of them will be Prussian green, and we're just gonna mix it because these are way too small for me to be trying to figure out exactly where and the shading and all of that. So I'm also leaving some space so that I can do some of them in metallic as well. So you can use a fine liner on this part, which is what I should have done, but I kind of want to swatch my fine liners before I just start picking them up and using any random color that I think will work. So since I've not done that yet, I'm just gonna stick to this for now. And I have like a whole bucket of fine liners that I should probably utilize more often. So now I'm coming in with Prussian and I'm just adding it, you know, wherever at this point. I'm gonna put one here and one here. And some of these are gonna have like metallics in it, so I'm also keeping that in mind when I'm putting these down. If you don't want to put metallic and you just want to add the green, you can pick another green color that's like really dark, or if you want them a little bit lighter, you can pick one that's really light. View told me that water works pretty good in this book, so you can use watercolors. So it just depends on what you want. You don't have to exactly follow what I'm doing, but you can get pretty close if you're using something different. You might decide you want to do your whole page in watercolor or crayon even. So, all right, so there we have it. Now, for the rest of this book, for the metallics, I plan on doing these up here, the bottom part of this roof, some stuff in this umbrella, and the leaves here. And then for this one, this round here, the leaves, something in there, these little parts of the thing here. So I have, you know, some ideas for the metallics, which is why I'm leaving it the way it is. And I also plan on doing something with the water too, which is also why I'm leaving it blank for now. So here's what we have so far. And this is part 2. I don't know what that was. This is part 2. We're done with part 2. Next, in part 3, we will work on this boat. And I do have some of the colors already picked out. I kind of have a plan for it. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.